Way back in 2016, during Kingdom Death Monsters' legendary second Kickstarter, we caught our first glimpses of what would become the second generation of expansions of Death. Since then, Kingdom Death has grown gigantically through countless smaller releases, a vignette, and an expansion almost verging on sequel with the Gambler's Chest. But we haven't really seen what the standard single monster expansion looks like in this new era of the game, until now. The Black Knight has arrived to set the tone for this new generation of expansions. But what is the Black Knight expansion? The Black Knight model has been around for a long time. It looks like I bought him in his resin incarnation back in February of 2016. But in the 8 years since then, we've seen him pop up numerous times as a future nemesis monster, gradually evolving along the way. In one of the Kickstarter updates in December 2016, we were introduced to the idea of an ancient knight serving as the unknowing steward to a settlement of survivors that worship him as an idol, even wearing brutal nailed shoes that force them to walk on tiptoes to better mimic his strangely canine legs. They say if you take a lantern that never lit down the trail of corpses and past the whispering stars, you'll find an ancient figure atop a crest of determined faces. Treasured by a hidden cult of loyal squires, the figure will awaken only for the most honorable of challengers. When invaders appear, the squires watch from the shadows, so they may treasure the lessons of their master. We also saw the first mention of his showdown, featuring rubbery elastomer statues, which would ricochet survivors across the board, and possibly off of the battlefield, and the brand new concept of a short 5-year campaign, where players could assume the roles of the squires who venerate the Black Knight. Not long after that, in 2018, we saw the Black Knight's showdown taking shape when it made a demo appearance at Kingdom Death's Gen Con booth. The beautiful 3D terrain that they used with those distinctive elastomer statues really stuck with me since I saw this video from the show. I love the way it illustrates the danger of being sent blasting across the map by the Black Knight wanging you into a statue. 4 years after that, in 2022, the Dark Herald Kickstarter update series gave us some more information about the Black Knight, placing his showdown in a cliffside ruin in the inverted mountain setting, which really deserves a video of its own in the future. We got some more flavour about the Black Knight as a character too, hinting at a wider story that he fits into, as well as his place in the world of Kingdom Death. Battle against the Black Knight occurs within its cliffside sanctuary, a crumbling structure surrounded on all sides by sheer cliffs. It is a being left behind by time, keeping vigil in its bygone home for someone who will never return. We also learned that the Black Knight is a brutal and primitive combatant, devoid of the finesse of some of Kingdom Death's other knights, and that his brawling style is adapted to the ruins and statues of his domain. I especially love this piece of card text that we saw in this update. The monster hefts his sword like a club, oblivious to the sharp edge. We had already heard in his initial pitch that a feature of the Black Knight would be the variety of armor sets that you could choose to make using the relics that you win from beating his fight, and in this update those were further detailed, with models and rules for each being teased. The Count, Earl, and Marchioness armor sets. We also got to see a preview of the 4 squires that you could play as in his 5-year campaign, and some beautiful artwork that would later feature in his rulebook. The expansion was taking shape, and now in 2024 it's finally shipping. So how did it turn out? In the last couple of months of Kickstarter updates, we saw all of the aforementioned components of the Black Knight solidify into a beautiful final product, including the Black Knight's plastic model, armor sets, and the 4 squire models, Iola, Kane, Elle, and Owen. There's terrain, settlement events, tactics, disorders, fighting arts, all the usual expansion of Death stuff. But the outer box and rulebooks are both massively upgraded from the flimsy ones used for the original expansions of Death. And to support the expanded features of Kingdom Death post-Gambler's Chest, there are Collective Cognition, Knowledge, Pattern, and Seed Pattern cards now too. I really can't wait to see how the Black Knight slots into both the older People of the Lantern, Sun, and Stars campaigns, but also into People of the Dreamkeeper and whatever's coming in Campaigns of Death. Not to mention the Black Knight's very own unique 5-year campaign. I've taken a quick peek at the introduction to it in the rulebook, and it's clear that it's very new and different from what we've previously seen in Kingdom Death. According to Adam, making this campaign helped Team Death learn the skills to build others that are coming in Campaigns of Death. And though I think I'll always love the emergent, organic style of a typical Kingdom Death campaign the most, there's so much opportunity here to tell interesting stories with these shorter campaigns. My group is going to try the Black Knight's 5-year campaign over summer, so I'm sure I'll talk about it in the future. Very luckily for me, my resin Black Knight is already beautifully painted by my friend Drew, so he's already looking the part. If you backed the Black Knight on Kickstarter, he should be arriving with you any day now if he hasn't already, and I imagine he'll arrive soon to buy from the Kingdom Death shop too. I think he'll be a fantastic purchase, since he can tie into as much or as little other Kingdom Death stuff as you've got. If you're looking for a much quicker campaign that's easier to get to the table, but longer than just a one-off vignette showdown, I think he'll be your best option for a long while to come. So, the Black Knight is a handsome, menacing monster. I'm certain his 5-year campaign is going to be fun and a unique twist on the Kingdom Death formula, and that his showdown will live up to the almost decade of hype. But I've been waiting even longer and with even greater anticipation for another expansion that's just around the corner. At its heart, Kingdom Death is all about horrifying creatures covered in gonads, bristling with sphincters, and with someone's uncle's face. So let's check in again soon to celebrate that rich tradition when we meet the Frog Dog. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!